CADJPY trade that I took, the two I took over this week. I'm pulling up the sessions indicator to show you each two of these is a day. It represents like 8 hours in a day or a session. So this is London session, and that's Asian session. I don't put up New York because I really don't acknowledge New York that much. So that's just for me. I trade CADJPY mainly. Um, and so we're just gonna do like an overall look. If you look on the day chart, let me get this out the way because it's kind of messy. Okay, so price is at this major resistance that it hasn't been at since, man, let's go over here. Since up here and around here, it hasn't been this high since '08. So you gotta understand this is like foreign territory. And so what we see is we're trying to figure out what price is doing, and the more you look, the more you'll see that price is kind of like doing its own thing. Like it is going up, but it's still figuring it out. And this is where you don't want to get fooled. And so for this week, it broke above that zone. So if I go back to the monthly, this is the monthly. Okay. So you see, this is the last zone. These two right here, it then broke above this. And so we're looking for it to take out the next zone, and it does on the weekly. Not on the monthly, but on the weekly, it broke above this zone. Okay? So usually when there's a break above a zone that has been broken in a while, you have to wait for the retest. And that is what I believe happened this week. So although it broke above that zone for last week, I know it's still at a major resistance level. Like this is still a major level for price, like for it to break. And so it's kind of like it's gonna have to go down before it goes up. That's just my how I look at the market in general. So if you look right here, it broke above a level it hasn't been broken above since I think 2012, and then it breaks above. So you see the crosshairs going horizontal. It breaks above this level, and then it falls down for the retest. Okay, so I want you to see breaks above, retest. And then this breaks above that level that was just set. So now it comes down for a retest. So I want you to see the pattern that's happening. This zone right here is major, okay? And so it's breaking above for a retest. And so if you look where we're at now, we're at another major level, okay? And so if I take it off, this is a major level. And so when price breaks above this and closes, then we know, okay, it's going it's going down for the retest. And this might be its retest right here. But I do believe it may go down further. But this zone right here is so strong. If I drag it from the last two strongest points here and here, I don't really see it going past that level. Like it would need a lot more selling pressure than me for it to go past that level. So let me get to the point. This week, I knew it had to come down. I want you to see how far it really came up. This is probably the last real pullback before it shot up. Like that's a pullback, but that's not legit to me. So like it's not like a pullback, like a super strong pullback. It shoots up 500 pips. Okay, now it's been doing this for about a month, going up. And so it has to turn around. Like it's not gonna go up forever. And before, in my opinion, before it slingshots up some more, it's gonna have to go down for a while. It may come down here. You see these trend lines? They're all legit trend lines to me. We got this trend line right here. We got this bigger one right here. Okay. It looks a little busy, but that's just my chart. It's a thing of beauty to me. But just you got trend line number one that is sitting on right now. I think that's going to push up. We got trend line number two. That's going to push up. And we got trend line number three. And then we got this one right here. It's actually not a trend line. Get that out the way. All right. And so this week. Let's go this week. So we're at this major low, right? And how I trade, what you gonna call it, big levels that are about to, like, big turnaround zones, big areas of resistance, and areas where prices gonna potentially turn around. I look for structure to be broken on the hour, and then I look for a good retracement. So I'm usually looking for oversold, overbought on the RSI on the 5 minute. That is literally my bread and butter. That's how I pass my FTMO. So let me show you prices going up and down, up and down, up and down. We're ignoring that. Like, I know we're at this major zone, but I'm waiting for it to break above. So I'm looking for the candle to be below all the wicks. So let me show you the candle below the wicks. Okay, so you see right here, this candle came all the way down below the wicks, and then it comes up. Okay, so let me bar replay right here. Okay, so once I see the structure is completely broken, so all these candles are completely closed. It's closing below all these candles. So now we're looking for a solid pullback. Okay, so let me show you. All right. Okay. So structure is broken right here. Remember that arrow? Okay. On the hour. Structure is broken right here. And so what we're looking for next is divergence in the oversold area. So this is the oversold area, this RSI, these are oversold areas, but I want you to see there's no real divergence. So you see right here, price is oversold. Divergence is when, just quick lesson, divergence is when price is going in one direction, but the RSI is going in the other. That shows that price is diverging, which usually means it's about if it's a bearish divergence, it's going to fall to the bearish side, and if it's a bullish divergence, it's going to go up to the push up to the bullish. Price is going to push up, and so let me show you. See, I get an alert every time price comes into the oversold area, and that's when I start paying attention. But I don't see divergence. Okay, there's no divergence until we get here. I don't even trade if there's no divergence. If there's no divergence, I don't even acknowledge it at all. So I want you to see right here, there's divergence right here. Boom, boom. So let me show you. Price is going this way, while the RSI is going that way. So they're going in two different directions, and that pressure, whatever you call it, pushes price down, okay, in this major zone. So the first thing I'm looking for is broken structure on the hour or higher. And then the second thing I'm looking for is divergence in the oversold area. And so once that happens, now I'm looking for broken structure on the 5 minute. It may seem tedious, but it'll make you great. So we get, sometimes I enter right here, but the best thing is to wait right for price to break structure on the 5 minute and then come back up. And when we say broken structure, we mean the candle is below the wicks. Okay. And I also look to see how if the pullback is in the golden zone. So if you see right here, broken structure right here, I draw my fib from the top to the bottom. A lot of people don't use fibs on longer time frames, but if you know how to use them, they can be extremely valuable. So I drag from here to here, and then my entry is right around here. Okay. So I enter in here, and I'm going for a trade like this. I'm going for 60 pips, if not 30. Once I get to a certain amount, I could break even or I can take it out. When I'm not, Usually the first entry in a major zone is going to pull back again. So I usually go for 30 to 50 pips the first time, and then I'll enter in again and go for more. Okay, now I want you to see right here again, it happens again. So we have divergence. I honestly didn't even see this. We have divergence here. I definitely missed this one. All right, let me show you divergence. Okay, so price is pushing up. All right, boom. And the RSI is pushing down, right? Okay, structure is broken right around here, as you can see. So let me show you. There is structure right here. You got all these candles and all that. So all the structure is being created. Now price breaks below it, and then it comes back. Okay, now if I drag my fibs from the bottom to the top, price is right in between the golden zone. And let me be clear, I usually enter in on the 1 minute. The 1 minute gives me a really good idea of when to enter. And so I enter in. I didn't enter this trade, by the way, so let me be clear. But I would probably enter in right around here. And I would set like a 15, 13, 15 pip stop loss. That's usually my limit. And it's above the previous structure, so I feel even more confident about it. And then you could get like 38, 40 pips out of that. Okay, you can go break even once you hit a certain amount. But the option to make money is right here. Okay, and we have divergence. Now, news pushes it up now, which was a good thing. But let's get to the trades I entered. Okay. All right, so if you look right here, boom. All right, if you look right here, I entered in here. And we're gonna go down to the 1 minute so I can give you even more clarity. All right, let me go to the 1 hour. I don't know why it's being weird. All right, okay. So as you can see, news does all this dramatic stuff and pushes it up, but it comes right back down. It doesn't break the level at all. And that's the thing with news. You have to when news comes by, you should be getting very confident. But you should never be confident if you're entering in right as the news is happening. That, in my opinion, is just never going to sustain itself over time, but to each his own. It pushes up, and all we see is, all you're seeing is divergence happening over and over again on the hour. So let me show you. Price has been diverging almost on every time frame. Let's go to the 8 hour. Okay. Divergence. Do you see? Divergence. So price is saying we're gonna fall at some point. Just letting you know, we're gonna fall at some point. Let me go to the 10 hour. It's diverging. Is it diverging? Yep, it's diverging up here as well. So we're going to the 10 hour, 12 hour. Divergence again. Like, dude, like the writing is on the wall. You know what I mean? It is about as clear as day. Okay, let's go to the day chart. Divergence. What are we talking about? Okay, let me clean up the chart for you. Divergence. So let me show you. Price is going in an upward direction. Candle closes right here, right? In a major zone. And our size is pushing down. It's inevitable. Let me show you even. Watch this. Okay. Price is lower here, higher here. So price is pushing up here. But if you look at price, if you look at the RSI, it's pushing down. So everywhere you look, you're seeing like an indicator of divergence. If I look at a couple weeks ago, price is lower here and higher here. So price is going in the upper direction here, and it's clearly going in the lower direction here. You know what I mean? So let me just draw the arrows. The thing came back. Okay. Never mind. All right, so let me show you the second trade. All right, so structure is broken. So all of this structure right here is being created, right? And then price comes below it. Straight candles. So if it's wicked outs, you see the wicks, that's not broken structure, okay? That when it's wicking out, that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for the candle to close below all of the previous wicks and candles from the structure before. Candle closes here, and now we're looking for a price to push up just to fall back down. All right. So when I see this close here, I'm getting excited. Straight up. I'm like, ooh, this is good. It even closed below it on the 4 hour. Okay. So now we know price really wants to move in this direction. Okay. And what I would have loved to have been in up here, without question. But we're not focused on that. And so we're going to pull our thing from here to here. Okay. I use these arrows to determine when structure was broken. All right. Okay. And so what we want to see now is we want to see price pull back into this zone right here. So when you look on the 5 minute, you're going to see, let me show you, it's like clockwork. Okay. So watch this. All right. So we look on the 5 minute, we see bearish divergence on the 5 minute. And I could enter, but then I would have got stopped out. So if I see this right here, I could enter in here, but I would have got stopped out. What I'm waiting for is structure to be broken on the 5 minute and for a good pullback. So if you see right here, you could enter in here, but you would have got stopped out. What I wanted to see is I wanted to see price come back into the zone that it had fell from. So price came up here while it was falling. And so I put this zone right here. And I wanted to see price come back up here because I seen two things. I seen a trend line from up here. My trend line was a bit higher. So let me be more realistic. My trend line was like right up here. Okay. So I have a few different confluences. I have the trend line from up here coming down. And then I have a zone, an area of resistance that I saw coming. And then I have bearish divergence. So if you see right here, bearish divergence occurs right in here. It occurred up here already. It's already divergent. So I want you to see this is the high, right? And so if I drag my arrow from here to here, that is still diverging from here to here. So all of this is pushing down while price is pushing up. Okay. So then price break structure right here, right? And then I enter in right around here. And I could have got a second entry over here. And so my target zone is down here. And that's right where it goes. That's for the first trade. The second trade, the reason I got into that right around here, and let me get this off because it's so, the color's so vibrant. It pops out again, gives me a bearish divergence on the trend line. So I want you to see this trend line I established. 1, 2, 3, 4 points, 5 points. So I enter in here. I see a bearish divergence. And I didn't even wait for structure to be broken. I just entered in because the trend line was already established. Now, you know, if I got stopped out, that's what it is. That's what it would have been. I put my, let me eliminate this. I put my, thing right here. I put my stop loss around 20 pips. And I also targeted this area. And that's how I did it on the 5 minute. And just to give you some game, price is pushing its way up. Price is, in my opinion, is going to push its way up to possibly fall back down, but we'll see because we have bullish divergence coming up. So just keep that in mind for next week. And that's it. All right. I hope that helped you in some sort of way, and see you guys soon.